Welcome to Theo Manny's World. I'm Manny. Today we're going to be talking about the Nikon 8x Super Zoom. Excellent camera, super tough, super durable. But before I get to that, I want to say a big shout out to everybody over at the live stream with Mike at Filmboy24's photo talk. Barry Flying O, Ramjet Living Naughty, this side towards the screen, Bonnie, did I say old radios? Jim Cahill, I think he's in Arizona maybe? Big shout out to you guys. And also, welcome back Ben. Ben's camera show is back in full effect and his live stream is back on. And he's already put out a few very cool videos. So I've been really looking forward to having Ben come back. It's so cool. If you dig shows like these, go and hit that like button. If you'd like to see some more shows like this, go and hit that subscribe button. So today, we're going to be talking about the Nikon 8x Super Zoom. Really neat little camera. Not light by any means. It's about, I think that it specs out at 3.1 pounds, 170 degree shutter angle, a 7.5 to 60 millimeter lens, 1.8, 3 frame rates for it. It has 24, 18, and 12. Power zoom. It has a socket to disable the filter for it. What I really dig about it, it has a retractable handle. And the retractable handle is still usable on the camera. You can still run it because it has the filter thread, a 1/4 inch filter thread on the bottom of the handle. So that's how you'd have to mount it onto your tripod like that. A classic looking Super 8 camera. Really iconic just in its style and presentation. The first one that they did was came out in 1966. It was the Nikon Super Zoom 8. And the only difference between this one and that one, this one came out in 67, is the lens. On that one it was an 8.8 to 48 millimeter or 45 millimeter, one of those, I'm not exactly sure. These were designed for more advanced filmmakers, so they incorporated a little bit more into the optics and into just the ruggedness of the camera itself to be able to hold up under extreme conditions. Really a nice lens. Good clarity. The viewfinder is excellent. It's nice and clear. It gives you all the information that you need. It has a manual fade in and fade out that you can do because the diaphragm closes completely. So you can do a full fade out with this. Now, the story with this camera and me is I got it about 6 years ago, and it was functioning at all frame rates, but no matter how new the batteries were, the light meter wasn't working. And that bummed me out because it can read ASAs up to 250 for a reversal stock or up to 400 for tungsten stock, and anything in between. For its registration for the cartridge, it uses the classic slide for the Nikon, so it can meter almost every single stock that's available at the moment. And at that time, I don't think there was any stock available at those speeds, you know, they were really thinking ahead of their time. A simple camera, not really a lot to it. It has, its functionality is just what you would need to get the job done. Automatic manual exposure, of course, the 3 frame rates. You can engage the run function with the cable release socket in the front next to the trigger, or you can do single frame in the cable release socket in the back. It takes 4 AA batteries, and it uses the 625 1.35 volt cells for it. This camera now has a functioning light meter after 6 years of me putting in batteries over and over again. Every year I try it out, put in batteries, see if it'll work. But this time, this year, it worked. So I was really excited because I didn't have a camera that can read up to that ASA. All of them will do only up to 160, or I think the other highest one that I have is 250 for tungsten stock. Not too bad, but not great. And the only reason that I say is because I almost always, when I shoot, I use a manual metering. I don't usually keep it on automatic metering unless I'm testing out fresh film, like some kind of fresh stock on that camera, in order to see how well it's metering. And because I'll do let me see, I'll do comparisons with my light meter. Here, let me grab it. So I use the Spectra 4A Pro. Awesome light meters. I don't think I'm ever gonna have to get another one, but this is my base, and it runs off of a base 180 degree shutter angle. This has a 170 degree shutter angle, so my meter readings should be pretty close. There will be a little bit less, I think, because of the camera having to compensate for the lens. I'm really excited about how this is going to work with the new 500T Vision stock, which brings me to another point, that I'm going to be shifting a lot of the stuff that I film. I'm not going to be using as much of the expired stock that I was using before. The prices for expired stock now, if you want to get 40 to 50 year old expired stock, even 30 to 20 year old, you're still paying almost $25 for a roll. The price gouging that has occurred over the years with the resurgence of Super 8, unless you buy it in bulk and are lucky enough to get somebody that's actually pricing it at a decent cost, where you might get it at like $4 or $5 a roll, I can't justify spending that kind of money on expired stock, buy new stock for nearly the same price. So you're going to be seeing a lot more tests with the Kodak Vision 3 series. My personal favorite is the 200T. I really like everything that's shot outdoors, seems perfectly exposed. This is really exciting for me because I don't have a camera that meters 400 speed film, I don't think. So it'll be nice to be able to do a comparison of it. Right now I don't have any footage of this camera other than what I've shot on my Kodachrome, of the Kodachrome 40 stock, of the old stock, which I really like the images that this camera produces. But these lenses, if you want to create like a nice, really like classic looking film, that's your camera right there. It will do exactly that. This lens has that feel. If you're shooting color stock, if you're shooting black and white, art films of any type, because you get a really nice contrast, and it's really a pleasure to work with. You know, the viewfinder, everything Like if everything's functional for your camera, they are really like good cameras to work with. A good weight to it, so when you are doing your pans, you know, when you tilts and all of your regular movements, you're not gonna be too jittery with it because it does have a good weight to it. And so I think overall these are great cameras. It's taken me a while to actually speak about it since I've had it for such a long time. I wanted to talk about it before, but they were going at such good prices that I really didn't want to ruin it for anybody. You know, you shouldn't be having to pay $200 to $300 for a camera that might work. That's not fair practice in salesmanship. So, you know, caveat emptor, man. Buyer beware, guys. These are good cameras. If you are able to get a hold of one at a decent price, I most definitely suggest, you know, getting a hold of a nice Nikon. I mean, it is a bullet stopper, man, too. I mean, this thing is rock solid. Probably take it up to any mountain and it'll probably shoot. Well, guys, that's going to be the show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy shooting. Take care.